Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to talk about the two principles that are a requirement of us to be able to transition from who we currently are to becoming our greatest self. Most of us, we find ourselves on the crossroads when it comes to decision making on matters transforming ourselves and putting ourselves in position to take up new opportunities in our lives. And it is a critical aspect of us becoming that we understand these two principles, because nothing exists out of the blues. Everything that we'll ever achieve in our lives, we have to manifest them. We have to work for them. We have to transform them from our creations and transition that into our realities. So when you're looking at things from a financial point of view, you have to understand these two critical principles that will enable you go from the person that you are today to the person that you intend to become, so that you put yourself in an environment that actually understands you, that actually works for you, that actually transforms you, that actually has these critical components and ingredients to help you become your greatest self. And so I was thinking about it. So when it comes to the aspects of becoming your greatest self, there are two critical components that you must inculcate into your day-to-day activities to enable you quickly move forward, so that you have that mental environment that can actually facilitate growth. So it is important for us as a people to quickly understand that once you start becoming, once you realize that you need some of these things in your life, once you set up goals for yourself to achieve and make a decision that you are actually going to pursue them, then you need to put in place some mechanisms. You need to put in place some methodologies. You need to facilitate yourself to actually position yourself to achieve your goals in a timely manner, and have that understanding that it is actually possible to be in position of not only achieving them, but also translating them into the reality of your life. So we have really to have a thorough understanding of these two principles. And the first principle is actually the do more principle. Because think about it, from a financial point of view, the average person does not have the abundance of knowledge. The average person does not have the necessary relationships to put themselves in a position to actually transcend social classes. And therefore, they have to understand from the word go that it is not going to be easy. And having that mental awareness, having that ability, having that wisdom to understand where you currently are, and knowing that it is actually possible to transition into becoming, is such a critical component of, and therefore the do more principles comes in handy at this point in time, because clearly you start having that understanding that it is going to require a greater than average effort to pull yourself out of the mud, that it is going to require more of who you are to transition into becoming. Because the internet hustlers and the internet marketing department have become so notorious because they are feeding garbage into the masses by actually selling them shortcuts, by actually telling them, by feeding them the illusion of possibility that it actually doesn't take a lot, that you can work 2 hours a day and be able to achieve a level of financial freedom and pull a lot of economic resources into your ecosystem without actually doing much. Whereas that is a possibility for some of us. The majority of us are going to put in blood, sweat, and tears to be able to get into a position of actually becoming. Because I'm telling you guys that if you're coming from nothing, if you don't have solid connections behind you, if you don't have a big check, if you don't have a blank check to facilitate your dreams and ambitions, then what you have readily available to you is your ability to back yourself, to back up your dreams and aspirations with all your might. And that is the do more principle. Once you understand that and go around that mental roadblock, then you will start to begin to realize, you'll start the beginning of a beautiful journey of actually becoming. Because it's going to happen. It's going to begin to become, so that you put yourself in a position of actually getting to a point of facilitating yourself and becoming. So the second principle that actually intertwines so well with the do more principle is the principle of killing the clock. Time is the most valuable resource that we have a privilege to access, second after good health. So time is the most important privilege and resource that we have access to as a people. And every time you leave a blank space on your calendar, you give access to the devil to actually participate in your life endeavors. And therefore we have to kill the clock and be able to master the skill of time management and be able to position ourselves to put in place a solution. So we need to put in place a solution to our mismanagement of our time, so that we schedule and prioritize the critical roles and the things that we have to do in order to facilitate ourselves into becoming high achievers. So you have to kill the clock and don't have the limiting belief of what time can do if utilized well. Because this is the most and critical component. This is the best resource that we have access to. And if you can't trade your time for things that are actually valuable to you, then you will begin to see that it is going to be actually extremely challenging to become who you truly want to become. Because without the proper mastery, without proper mastering of time management, then a lot can go wrong and we'll be unable to actually push the limits that we actually currently face in order to become. So the principle of doing more and the proper utilization of our time, which is the principle of killing the clock, are the two critical components that we have to have a thorough understanding on to be able to take ourselves to the next level. What methodologies are you putting in place to have control over your time and also be able to do more than the average person in order to facilitate yourself to becoming your greatest self? Comment down below. So if you're finding these videos useful, then don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel. Also, like, share, and comment down below. Thank you, and see you in the next video.